So it comes all the way up. It goes and goes underneath on the rib cage. It goes all the way to the medial border of the scapula. Okay. So there are many ways to access that. Can you be on one side or another, just for now? Sideline.
On sideline?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, is that hot?
It's nice and cozy.
Cozy is not very well.
Thanks.
Okay.
I just want to be in the
Cozy is
video.
perfect word.
So the serratus does that. The subscap is a rotator cuff muscle. It also has to do with medial rotation. So if you are anybody who's medially rotated, the subscap is a major player in that. And because it's such a deep muscle, oftentimes it doesn't get worked, or that's sort of where it starts. It kind of starts from the inside and moves out. So we always think pec major, which is important as a medial rotator, but the subscap is probably the deeper pattern that also has to be worked. And pec minor is the one that brings well, it does a lot of things, but the one we're looking at is it brings your scapula up and over. So it's sort of like that. It's that rounded kind of shoulders. So you can kind of tuck that under there. And so this is one way of working on the serratus. I'm going to stand here, like so, and I would have warmed this up, obviously, which we're not. But I'm going to sink. So this is latissimus, right? And teres major, right? Back of the armpit. I have to go under there on the rib cage. Okay. So here's my pin, and then I'm going to move the rib cage. Tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Okay, there. So this is a pin and stretch, so I can change direction. Oh, that's really tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll let up a little bit. Okay. Obviously, this is a deeper muscle. You want to warm it up. Eventually, what you want to do is you want to get all the way under. Yes. So that you can get those places. As long as you stay compressed on the rib cage, that's serratus. If you start to come up, then you start to get other tissues. Look, if I came underneath here and compressed up underneath the scapula, what muscle am I touching now? Subscap. Right. Yeah. All right. So again, you could start here. You could start here. You can change angles. If I did this and stripped, that would be what kind of stroke? A lengthening stroke. Right. Okay.
Wait, where are you stripping?
I'm just moving along the rib cage that way as I pull it this way.
Okay.
That's a lengthening stroke.
Okay.
Okay. So broadening would be shortening and this, but mostly I do lengthening and pin and stretch. I think those are really effective, and we won't. What I want you to do is just to get comfortable with the idea, because really I don't want to spend the time to warm this tissue up, because we have a lot of territory to cover here. But be a good one for you to get work done, for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. So even if you come inside lying and you come here, okay, this is serratus.
Ooh.
Yes, this is all serratus. Okay. If I come to the
You got pokey, I'm
I
sorry.
got pokey. I did. That's because you have the muscles that are, you have nice long lean muscles, and sometimes those are harder to work because they're kind of sinewy is the way I would describe them. So they need to be worked kind of gradually. Okay, so I want you to be face up. Is there a bolster under here? No,
Here's the pillow. There's a
So, if I want to come across the pec major, okay, and like right here, I can feel them. I can feel the fingers under here as I come across the pec major. This pec major's fibers are going this way, so any fibers coming in that direction are going to be pec minor. Okay, so we could do, and again, I'm just not going to do a lot here because these aren't warmed up. Here's my pin, and I move in this direction.
Just tighten this.
Tell me when. She's definitely protected.
It's good.
No, that was for the camera.
Yeah, but she's tucked under.
No,
I'm really
the
tough.
bulge of the covers, you couldn't see what you were doing.
Excuse me.
You said
Right.
I was like, let's show it.
What's important here?
Right. The review's important.
Yeah.
Wait, we need a little makeup here.
Right, exactly. I love it.
Now she's holding and laughing. Okay. So if I'm on these and I come to the stretch here and I feel that stretch, this is a pin and stretch. If as I do that and I strip, that's a lengthening stroke. If I take it off stretch and go across them, broadening. Okay. Those are our 3 strokes. So that's the passive part of it. All right. Now, so if the pec major is not real tight or it's loosened up, I can work through the pec major into the pec minor. Just like in the glutes, if the glute max is not real tight, you have to go through the glute max to get to the deep lateral rotators like the piriformis. Okay. Now the one they show in the manual for pec minor, so the pec minors come in like this, and so basically you're just going to reach the lateral part of the pec minor, but it's direct, and it sometimes is really flat and adheres down into the rib cage. Okay, so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to come underneath the armpit, not underneath the armpit, underneath the front of the armpit. So underneath the pec major. I don't want to be into the armpit because there's the brachial plexus and all that. So straight in underneath, so I bump into the rib cage, that's serratus. And I'm going to use the sides of my fingers, and I'm going to go along the rib cage. I'm coming up, and I'm going to come into a nice, long, flat surface.
Oh my God,
I
I
know.
can feel that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So here we are. And again, because any deeper muscle, you want to work the superficial muscles first. Now, once I'm in here, you can play with it. I'm just going to use sustained compression because that's enough. And I like to hold this hand because I can feel
When I tense up.
when you tense up. And when she's holding, right?
Oh, okay.
And if she laughs,
If I laugh, that means it hurts.
that's I know. I know. But I'm telling you, this is the
funny.
kind of pressure I have on here.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's how tight it is. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to go in with a little broader. So in this case, I'd probably work through the pec major. It felt a little less direct, right? Yeah. But I want you to learn this way too. So come underneath the pec major, hit the rib cage. See, part of the problem is here the serratus is so tight. Follow the rib cage up, curving until you feel this long finger against the going in north-south.
Okay.
And so there is, she's doing better now. So here's pec minor. So here's more the distal, and I can come up toward the coracoid process, and that would be more proximal.
Are you feeling below your fingers or above your fingertips?
Right below.
Below, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I can, this is a pin and this would be a stretch.
Yeah.
This would be a lengthening stroke. This doesn't like the broadening at all. Too broadening.
Do not do that.
Do not do that. Okay.
No.
Whoever's working here. No. All right. Sustained compression works well, and even the lengthening stroke works pretty well. The pin and stretch, no. Not as well. So again, I can take it off, stretch a little bit, and sink in a little bit more, change my angle. Again, this is a very patient kind of stroke. But the pec minor, I'm just going to come out nice and slow. The pec minor is a very, very important muscle that hardly ever gets worked.
What made you say no, it wasn't working, the pin and stretch? Tightening?
I felt my
okay.
arms like, I
Okay.
felt myself kick him out here.
But that's why warming up this is so important. So when you're working here, I would definitely work the pec major first and make sure it's nice and loose. And only then would I go in for a deeper muscle like the subscap or the pec minor. So subscap, the way you do subscap is you come not into the armpit, but become below the armpit to the, whatever that is, rib cage. You angle down. Okay. I'm still on the rib cage. I'm going to pull the arm, which is pulling the scapula into protraction and across. And now I can feel the scapula. My thumb is between the scapula and the rib cage. And then as I let it down, I just follow that down.
Everybody's like touching their armpits.
And I'm going to hold it this way because I have a better feeling
now
for it.
he's down. Before he was.
Okay. So there's the lateral border of the scapula.
Right.
Here is the front. When I'm on the front of the scapula, which is only you can only get on the lip, that's subscap. How are we doing there? And again, sustained compression. You can do a little bit of stripping. You can do a little circular friction. You could even do a little broadening. Nope, not yet. Okay. Or this is a lengthening stroke by bringing. Nope, not ready for that either. Okay. So again, the movements you make here are very slow and subtle.
I don't feel any.
I just feel you tightening up. You don't feel it? Feel that?
Not. Well, I mean, I can feel that you're there, but it's not.
Not tender, really.
It's not tender.
Okay. What I would say is that as I continue to work here, this is going to get more tender. It's being protected right now. Anytime you have protracted scapula, that's the subscap and the serratus. Now you feeling that? Yeah.
It's a stretch.
So now it's letting me in. When it's just letting me in, I didn't really move it at all. Okay. So this is just sort of a pin here. I'm changing the angle of that pin. And for most people, that's enough. Okay, I'm going to try this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the scapula into depression, and I'm going to strip the subscap and look at the difference in the shoulders.
Wow, Dag. Oh, poor baby.
Take a picture of that.
I know, for real. Look at that.
Totally hit it.
Dag.
Okay, so we're going to go to the tables.
I know, right?
Serratus, pec minor, and subscap. When we get done, both of you with that, then we'll do.
You do a good job.
We'll come back and do the routine, the demo.
Blaine, real quickly. Pec minor,
Hillary.
Serratus was first.
coming in. Serratus. Okay. Real
Pec minor
quick.
was into the rib cage, following the rib cage up,
Okay.
and then you meet the finger lateral border
Okay.
of the pec minor.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good job.